are your thoughts about the way things are progressing in our country?
Oh, I'm probably more negative than most, but I think we've seen our best times in this country, and the financial elite are actually are taking America down, and I mean you can see it, So it's
You really see a big difference between the haves and the have-nots.
Yes.
I mean, living out here, you can't help, but you grew up here. You see.
Yeah, and I feel like I've been very lucky, and I feel not that kind of have, the billionaire have.
No, I know.
I've been
Right.
very fortunate.
Right.
But I was reading this morning over in Davos, Switzerland, I think.
Yep,
they were
Davos.
meeting over there,
Yep.
right? And they said 65 of the wealthiest people in the world have as much or more than half of the world's population, right?
Yeah.
And I think they met over there 4 or 5 years ago, and that's still true today, but the 3 billion or so have lost 40% more of their wealth. So that's how much they've taken.
Why do you think we've gotten to this point? What is it that we're not doing that we should be doing?
It's the corruption on all levels, and we keep voting in the lesser of the two evils, and Bernie Sanders says he wants to put a stop to that,
I know
and
he does.
He wants to tax.
He really does.
But he's going to tax the middle class, and he'll tax businesses like Island Lumber and any of these small, businesses around the island and across the country, and they'll be paying much more tax, and I don't believe he'll be able to get those big guys, the 0.1%.
Okay, we do have things set up. Opportunity is a big word here, and even the little guy can make it big, and it still exists.
Yeah.
See, that's why I think when you said you wouldn't mind socialism, I don't think you're going to take away the American entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
spirit.
no, and I said I wouldn't mind it.
Right, even if we were more socialized, I don't think you're going to take away that part of us.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I think that's
not.
what people used to be afraid of.
Yeah.
So,
I
don't
think
know.
if they did it right, from what I understand, we used the corporate tax rate used to be 60-70%, and that would force those corporations, to do more business here, and that money
That's a
would
good
be
point.
spread out more.
Right.
Too bad you couldn't do it on a more of a level and have those guys pay their fair share if it was, socialism or something, instead of always attacking the middle class.
Yes, exactly.
But I love to be able capitalism and be able to have your own business and make your own way, and it wouldn't work because the government is so corrupt, and they're put in there by these same guys,
We keep putting them in.
We do.
Right? I mean, it's
and we're
us.
just voting, and nothing's going to change if we keep voting these guys in, And so I think Bernie, he is appealing, and he does have some good ideas, but look at Obama with his hope and change, right? I mean, we really didn't get anything out of that. I think the country's much worse off after 8 years, and not just because of him. It would have been anyone.
But yet you're booming here.
We are, because we're lucky enough to be around this kind of wealth, Wall Street and banking wealth. I always see, on the Vineyard, they seem to have more of the artists and singers.
Yes, that's right.
They do have a lot of wealth over there as well,
Yeah.
but somehow it's concentrated. Stock.
It just goes to show you, it's the same thing we were just talking about. The rich, certain wealthy people want to hang out with their certain wealthy people.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of wealthy place. This is attractive to that kind of wealth, that kind of money, those kind of people, right?
Yeah.
Whereas it's more artistic, like you said, in Martha's Vineyard. Even though they might be wealthier, they may be more the artistic wealthier.
Yeah, This is almost the one spot the trickle down economics works. It is kind of trickling down to us here on the island.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. So, you don't ever see yourself leaving Nantucket, huh?
No, not anymore.
You never think about it?
I have, and you probably know I did. I went to Hawaii for a year, right?
Yeah.
And that was excellent. But no, this is where.
Why did you come back? I mean, I love Hawaii, but I'm just interested in why you came back.
You know, well, we had some family issues back east too, but I think we realized, you know, it took us to go somewhere and to experience that. And as much fun as we had, you know, to make a living and to be around our family, this was our home, you know.
Yeah.
And we know it, and we
Did you work there?
I did, yeah. I did some plumbing. I got a different job.
Okay.
And my wife Rhonda did too. She got out of banking and worked for H&R Block. So we wanted to both try something new, you know.
Where were you on?
On Oahu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a big city. You got a little bit of city life.
Yep, and the best surf. Oahu's got the North Shore.
Oh, I know.
7 Mile.
You could
miracle.
handle that?
Well, on the moderate.
Yeah,
days,
right.
Not on the huge
Yeah.
days, you know.
Well, my brother, lives in Maui, so I always go and see him if I'm heading east.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a spot.
Yeah. So you're gonna stick it out. Do you as a local guy who's really ingrained? I mean, you really are ingrained in the local community and the locals. Do you see a pattern of people who are still leaving or planning to leave? You know, waiting for that time when the right time to sell out and go live somewhere else. Do you see that happening?
Not my friends. Not as much. Although I do hear people moving to the Cape and commuting over on a high-speed boat every day.
Right, that's true. There's a lot of people that do that. Yeah.
But I do hear some families talking about that. I hate to hear that, but it's gotten that difficult, you know.
Right.
But I wonder in this next downturn, there may be some opportunities, you know.
Are you giving us a prediction on this downturn? When is that going to happen? What would you say?
Maybe later this year we'll start to see some 2017. But you know, it's just I've kind of it might slow down. Even if it slowed down 20%, it could hit a lot of companies hard, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll see with the Mid-Island real estate, it really hasn't come back the way the rest of the island has.
Good point.
You know, but it didn't drop down very far either though that last time.
Right.
So, looks like we got some business.
Oh yeah, good.
Thank you.
What do we got?
Oh, Jim Barrow's number.
Oh,
he may be up next on.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Jim.
Yeah, he's a good guy to talk to.
Yeah, I know.
He's a Trump supporter, I believe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he definitely is a Trump supporter. So that'll be good. We need a Trump supporter.
I know.
Got to get that word out too.
He's there's a lot of Trump supporters.
Oh,
I just am concerned. You know, it doesn't matter who goes in that office. You know, it's just such an opposition. That big money is so tough to get. You know, help the little guy.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Well, you know, I can't say it loud enough when I see Bernie Sanders taking no money from any of the super PACs. He just got $20 million this last month by small donations. All people, like ordinary people, sending him money. It's just amazing.
Now,
they're blown away by it, apparently.
I know. It's incredible.
So, anyway,
now, but what do you know he's really been able to accomplish?
I'll tell you what. Well, he's
always been in there for 40 years.
He has. So he's always been for the little guy.
Mm.
Him and Kennedy. I mean, he's a real liberal. You know, if you hate liberals, you're not going to like him. But one thing you can say about Bernie is that he is well liked in the Senate. Everybody respects him because he's honest. Mm-hmm. And that's all I can say. You could talk about policies and how they're different, but at least the guy's honest. To me, McCain thinks he is. You know.
So how do we move forward? Like, where are these jobs going to come from? You know, I mean, we've shipped so many jobs and factories overseas, and Trump says he's going to make America great again. And by the way, our wages are too high. We need to lower them to compete with these other countries. I mean, I think that's absurd.
That is absurd.
Yeah. So I
you just got to keep the jobs here and keep the wages even and fair. And you know, if people have to pay a little more, what do you think about national health care?
I think it's a good idea. I don't like this one we have, and I think it was written by the large insurance companies.
Well, it was the only thing he could compromise on.
Yeah,
so,
I know. What
I
a
know.
compromise,
I know.
huh?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, if it's for profit, it's never going to change, you know.
Right.
And I'm going to say I see that more people have health insurance, but I say that the quality of care is going to drop, you know. And it's once again there'll be very little choice. These big insurance companies now are buying up all the smaller ones, and there'll be like no choice.
How about, I got a theory on healthcare. Let's call it wellness care. What if the fact that the healthcare that we have right now for the sick people that we have right now drops a little bit, but the sick people become more well. That way they don't use the facility as much because they're more apt to take care of themselves, they exercise, they eat better food.
Mm-hmm.
So it costs us in the long run less, because right now, let's face it, we got some health issues in this country. I think we've got obesity, diabetes,
Yep.
you know, overeating, the wrong foods. I mean, it goes
No,
on and
it's a
on. We're
very-
one of the worst eaters in the world
Yeah.
for a modern country. So I think there's a balance there that we could meet, but let's see. Let's
Yeah.
just see, man. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's another thing. Well, you know, we're in the right direction with the healthcare, national healthcare, but I just it doesn't look good. I just think with those large insurance companies, they just had a foothold, and everyone's, you know, premiums are going up and the quality's going down.
Yeah, right.
So, what kind of step in what direction is that?
Yeah, right.
You know, maybe the next guy can change it. I doubt it.
Well, it's up to us to change things. So let's all
Maybe
work
I'm too
together.
negative.
Hey,
but I'm hopeful though.
We have moments when we're negative and we have moments when we're positive, and let's just, you know, weather the storm
Yeah,
and make it through.
yeah, we have no choice.
I always wanted
Gino,
to do this.
Thank you.
I'm so
Thank
glad
you
we
very
did
much.
it.